New York, and on the new Hot 97 app. Ebro in the morning on Hot 97.
Taking calls right now, leaving Neverland. HBO last night. 2 episodes. Another episode is airing tonight. I did not watch it. I fell asleep in the first 10 minutes.
That sounds about right for you.
I wasn't going to watch it. My girl wanted to watch. She was like, let's watch it. I was like, all right. And then I fell asleep. But I was annoyed. I ain't going to lie. Leaving Neverland comes on. And one of the guys that is accusing Mike and has been accusing Mike, what's his name, Robson?
Wade Robson.
Yes.
I was like, bro, I don't want to hear from you. And I don't even know why I was mad at him.
Well, then you shouldn't watch the movie.
No,
But it's not like I
about the other
don't
guy?
believe him. It's just like, my man, let's get to the facts. Like, I don't want to hear your childhood story.
Jimmy Safechuck?
Yes, Jimmy Safechuck.
I don't want to hear your childhood story and how your mom brought home the Thriller video and that changed your life, and then you was a Michael Jackson impersonator and you won a contest.
You have to hear that part. That's part of the story.
It's Michael Jackson.
Yeah, but you can't just start.
Of course you were a fan.
Have you ever watched a movie, though? Movies don't
I
just
thought
start.
it was a documentary about what happened.
Yeah, but they
Yeah,
still
but-
tell
I want
a
to hear
story.
his childhood story.
People need a little backstory, okay?
And then, he was the different kid amongst his brothers and sisters, and him and his mom was best friends because he didn't really do sports like his other brother.
But that's all important because later on that helps explain how him and his mom were in a situation where the two of them went and left, and his sister, how the three of them went and left and went to L.A. to go live with Michael Jackson. Gives you a little bit
It
of
makes
a background.
sense.
But I saw a lot of people. I was just surprised that when I checked to see what people were saying, and everyone was like, all I saw was people condemning the movie. And
Social media is
defending-
not here for it. But we're going to take your calls. Did you watch it? Do you believe the allegations against Michael Jackson? We warned y'all weeks ago that we were going to get to this moment, and people were not going to be emotionally prepared.
Yes, remember, Shawnee, remember that day we specifically came on here? I was like, y'all thought R. Kelly was bad. Get ready, because you don't care about you don't give a damn about R. Kelly compared to
Not
Michael
like
Jackson.
Michael.
Not the
And
level.
nobody wants to see this black man who turned white.
Was he
Be
black?
torn down. He's still a black icon, and they don't want to see it.
But for the
I don't
record,
want to see it either.
For the record, Shawnee, it does help though. That let's be clear. It's not like Michael Jackson's just now getting torn down. He was like the first one to get
They
torn
used to
down.
call him Wacko Jacko every week
But he could
on the
fight
cover
it.
of papers.
He could fight it then. Can't fight it anymore.
But what does that mean?
And he-
What is his
all he did-
ability
all
to
he
be
did
able
to fight it-
to defend his weird Fam, there's nothing, no one that doesn't think that Michael Jackson had weird behavior.
Everybody
You
knows
might
that.
be on the fence about whether or not he actually touched children in a sexual manner.
Mm-hmm.
I'll do that dance with you. No one is going to fix their lips to be like,
Oh, he wasn't weird. He was normal.
Everybody knows he was weird.
He was inappropriate.
and I'm even
sure.
okay. I'm
100%.
okay. Where if we, Rosenberg brought up his own childhood. Let's unpack
Michael.
that.
All of that
Michael's
can be
childhood.
true, yes.
Let's unpack all of that. Let's place blame on parents. Let's do that too. What parent would allow that? Let's do all of it. I'm not saying none of it is off limits.
Yeah.
I'm just saying specifically with Mike.
Let's not pretend.
Let's not.
Oh, that he
no.
wasn't weird.
No.
And I hope it does lead to a conversation about Michael's childhood. I really
He
do.
didn't make this up himself.
This behavior. I saw someone say the dumbest thing yesterday on Twitter. Someone said, this guy, Jimmy Safechuck, or Wade, one of them. Wade was the bigger dancer, right?
Yeah.
So it was like, Wade, I danced with him. He was a real creep. He would come up to us, and when he'd hug the girls, he'd try to feel their breasts and blah, blah, blah. They'd be like, and then all the comments under it were like, see, he was the one. And it's like, no, you jackasses. He was being molested and learned it from the guy molesting him. How stupid are you?
No, but people
They
aren't
think they're
willing.
like, no, because he was the pervert teaching Michael Jackson. No, maybe he was. It's
Yeah,
a
it doesn't work
cycle,
that way.
guys. Michael probably got molested.
And I'm
Michael
even
probably
and I'm
molested
even
kids.
okay here too, because I believe the answer is all the above. Let's get this out. Is this a money grab? Did Mike cut checks to families to be quiet?
Yes.
Was Mike hurt by the idea that he was a sexual predator and a pedophile? Did that hurt him to see that? Probably. That does not mean he didn't behave that way.
He didn't
I
think
know
of
it's
it
hard.
that way.
I know it's hard for you to wrap your brain around that concept, but assuming that the Michael Jackson we know was a damaged adult human being, damaged by his childhood, right? Mike didn't want to harm children.
No.
He did not understand, I believe, that his own behavior was harmful to children.
They describe, Ebro, if you watch the whole thing, both kids describe the early sexual experiences with Michael Jackson as not being traumatic memories for them. The early memories of it were like it was the way he was showing friendship, and they felt special.
But that's what happens when you get molested. They led children to believe that this is normal behavior. That's what it is to be loved.
That's how they felt.
And Mike probably thought that and because of his own childhood.
Maybe so. And like that's why like they talked about it like having a relationship. He was like, well, once our really romantic relationship started. You're talking about a 10-year-old.
Who said that?
The kid, about being 10 years old.
A romantic relationship?
Yes, it was like it was like we were married. I went with him everywhere. We held hands everywhere. We'd have sex everywhere. It was our secret. My mom couldn't get, the mom couldn't get near him anymore. Mm-hmm. They'd be like, oh, no, Mrs. Safechuck, all the suites near Michael are taken. We need you to be in a suite. So you're going to be 5 floors down in a different room. And then she'd try to come be around. He'd be like, no, Mom, go away.
And were all of these things in the courtroom case, like these specific details too?
The court episodes tonight. Yesterday was just about.
And mind you, when Mike was alive, I'm saying this repeatedly so everybody gets it. He cut checks to keep this quiet.
A lot of them.
A lot of checks were cut. And Mike was seen as an open checkbook. And there were people who went after allegations
that weren't real.
Yeah.
Because Mike was powerful. And there were people who want to tear Mike down. Mm-hmm. What I'm saying to you is Mike made it easy because of his
weird behavior.
Boom.
Yes.
So you can put it all together. You can believe all of it. You can believe Sony, the Goons, the Beatles catalog. You can believe all of that. But you can also believe the reason it made it easy for them was because he was actually doing these things.
Right, at least sometimes. Not all the time. Because there are articles out there right now like, I was friends with Michael Jackson when I was a kid and nothing ever happened. And I believe it.
Billy, you saw Neverland.
I did.
What did you think about Michael Jackson?
First of all, I like to say this. I think we all need to take a deep breath and then really, really analyze the situation. You can't be conveniently a victim. You're a victim day 1, you're a victim day 2. You do not make a circus out of this. Things that could have happened, that could have been avoided, yes, it could have happened. But what I'm saying is that Michael Jackson has been a target from day 1. Yeah, he has his eccentricities, but a victim, a real victim, and I've been a victim. I do not make a circus out of my situation.
So Billy, you're saying that your choice as a victim is to not make it a circus. You're saying that these individuals that made this HBO thing are making it a circus, thus they're not victims? Is that your rationale?
No. The thing is that the behavior of a victim, a particular victim that's been hurt, really hurt, and feel this pain and stuff like that, does not do this. And not only that, it's just background that you could check it out.
Oh, no, Billy, I disagree with you because these and so you're saying, Mike, this absolutely didn't happen to these individuals is ultimately why you called.
Absolutely.
All right, thanks for your call. I disagree with Billy, and here's why. These young boys potentially thought they were in a relationship, in love with Michael Jackson. It wasn't until older and potentially, for real, the man, Wade, whatever, was his heart broken when he couldn't get into a Michael Jackson, the family? He wasn't accepted into the family?
Right.
Did he feel like his life is in shambles now because he tailored his whole life? He was a super stan since seeing Thriller and wanting to be like Mike.
He even defended Mike in court.
Like, was he that far in where he really thought that Mike, this is my... I love Michael Jackson. Like I'll give my whole life for my. Is that possible?
Absolutely.
Yes, that doesn't. He was a child though. He doesn't know the difference.
10-year-old that's all he's been fed, and the mother allowing this. So he, in his mind, he feels this is what it is to be loved.
And then when he gets older, though, real quick, a lot of people are going to say How could he have testified in court defending Michael Jackson if he was also a victim? Guys, that happens. There are people who live in denial all the time and don't realize that they were also the victims. He defended Michael because he loved him.
There's people in abusive relationships right now that are being beaten. For real.
And defending the
And when the
person.
police show up because other people have called them, they defend that person and tell everybody to mind their business.
And now a lot of people are going to say, well, he wanted to work for the Jackson estate.
Yes.
They denied him.
Yes, he did.
He wanted to do this other thing. They denied him.
Yes, he did.
And then eventually he said, screw it. I'm telling the story.
like a scorned
All of
Like
that could be
relationship.
true.
It could all be true. He could have been trying to do that, and they said, no. And now he's like, you know what?
You don't love me anymore. You're mistreating me. I love Michael Jackson with my own heart. Now I'm taking it public. I'm taking it to the gram.
Now here comes a director who's like, were you one of the kids? And he's like, you know what? Yeah, I'll do this movie. I will tell you what happened. Because not only did I do it, but I was okay with it. And then the family wouldn't even take care of me. And y'all knew what was happening. That's the crazy part, is how tight the whole family is. No one comes out and says anything.
But it still makes it hard because ultimately...
No, it's not supposed to be easy, guys.
Right.
We're talking about sexual assault of children. It's not going to be. There's no easy part
Of someone
of this.
of the most beloved entertainer of all time.
Josh.
What's up, guys?
Josh,
So,
you watched
I
Neverland
watched-
last night?
I watched about an hour of it, and I'm a huge Michael Jackson fan. You know, I kind of felt like the kid when he was telling the story about how he'd watch the videos nonstop. You know, I'm 33 years old, so Michael Jackson was a big part of my growing up. My first tape was Thriller. And the fact that he did what he did then, if anyone could try to say that that guy is lying, I mean, nobody's going to make up a story like that. We all know he's weird. We all see the jokes and made fun of him for all these years. But to actually hear it right in front of your face, I had to shut it off. My stomach was turning. We should get to the deeper rooted problem that somebody must have touched him and did something inappropriate. He didn't learn that on his own. So
I don't think anybody thinks that Michael Jackson became an individual that misconstrued. I'll even give you that pass. Misconstrued how to express affection, right? Because I'll give you that pass. That Michael Jackson didn't understand what he was doing as sexual behavior. Because I'll give you that, if that's what you want to do.
Although you didn't get to the part. He also starts introducing them to endless porn.
What?
So you can't say he has no understanding of sexual behavior, and he has a huge porn collection which runs on every TV in his room, and then he's serving them alcohol while watching hours of porn.
What?
I love how Shawnee has it. Shawnee is like, wait, Michael Jackson?
Well, he had a huge porn collection.
I didn't know about the porn.
Alcohol.
I didn't know about the
Always
porn. I knew about the alcohol.
Porn's always been part of the story. Show kids porn all the time.
And
in
the
fact,
alcohol
never
part.
heard
In
that
fact,
part.
one of the kids says, he goes, you know what? I thought this part was very interesting. He goes, when he first started showing me graphic adult heterosexual pornography, the pornography made me feel grosser than what me and him were doing. Because like what we were doing, he had shown me, and that he learned it over time. He's like, but once he started forcing me to watch porn, he was like, I felt super uncomfortable.
And drink
with this-
alcohol?
Yeah, 13-year-olds getting drunk off alcohol.
Mick, we're talking about Neverland, HBO last night. Did you watch it, and what do you feel? Mike?
Yeah, I was like you. I watched like the first 30 minutes and then I fell asleep.
Y'all are real journalists out here.
I mean, you could watch whatever you want, but like you got to understand that when you're watching something on TV, the people that produce it, they're going to put in the information that they want you to hear.
Yep.
So I mean, that's their side of it. At the end of the day, whether he did it or not, I can't be 100% sure. Only him and the Lord know.
Sure,
But
that's fair.
you know what I mean?
Now,
Like, Go ahead.
Mick.
What up?
Listen, you thought Michael Jackson wasn't a weirdo?
Oh, everyone knows Mike's a weirdo. That's just who he was. Like, I mean,
You thought Michael Jackson wasn't creepy, walking around holding hands with kids? I
Do
didn't.
I
I was
think
too
it's
young.
creepy?
I
Yeah,
was
I
too
think
young
it's
to
creepy. I
know.
don't
But
think
now
any
looking
grown
back
man
at the
should do
photos,
that.
yeah, okay.
But
You
that doesn't mean that he did something. Like if you take
He was
if you
like-
take
he
a
was
picture
locked in-
with a-
he
with
was
a
locked in
child,
rooms?
Nobody's gonna
He was locked in
nobody's gonna
rooms.
think that you're messing with that child.
All right, well, let's keep going though. He was locked in rooms with kids, and the parents weren't allowed in.
All right, but who told you that?
The parent.
The
parent came out and talked about her staying at the house and went looking for her child and knocked on the door and tried to open it, and the door was locked.
Okay, so when that happened, what did that parent do?
Slammed on the door, trying to get him to come out.
A grown man starts sending text messages and being on the phone for
every day. If a grown man,
long periods of time with a child.
Every day. And there's actual phone conversations, audio, and faxes.
All right, but did you hear the actual audio? Did you read the actual?
Yes, they showed the faxes and played the voicemails. I miss you. I love you. Come over.
And no grown man locks himself in a room with an 8-year-old.
But even to his point, if he's saying that was
hearsay,
made up. If you're saying that's hearsay, what I'm saying is the fax and the voicemails were not. That was actual proof. Same handwriting every time. Same nickname. Same drawing. Same everything.
All right, that's all good. I mean, but all of this is for naught. Let me just say that all the HBO specials, all the TV specials, okay, yeah, it's putting information out there, but the man is gone. What are you going to see?
But
There's
see,
nothing
here's what
anybody
I say to
can do. If you
Mick, there is something people can do. No, there is something that people can do. When a grown up is acting with peculiar behavior and desires being around children in their private time, unaccompanied by other adults. I don't care what level of celebrity, right?
Right.
There is awareness there. There is, because it's not just, people want to go, oh, you just want to tear Mike down. That ain't about it. Go enjoy Mike's music. You didn't know Mike like that. Keep it down. You don't know Mike. You do not know Michael Jackson.
Don't know Mike anyway, so.
No, I'm just saying. Even us that grew up, I grew up with Off the Wall. I remember being a kid. I remember my cousins having an album, Off the Wall, Thriller. I was there. I lived it, had the albums, celebrated to it. My whole entire life went backwards. ABC, Ben, everything. I'm in. I love Mike's music. I don't know Michael Jackson. I'll tell you what I do know. I know you look crazy in the face for a long time, and we all thought you was weird. I know that for facts. And I saw that. That was weird. That was always weird.
And now, hold on. How about Webster?
He had a lot of peculiar behavior.
Go on Google and look at the picture of him laying in a bed with Webster, with them both drinking out of baby bottles, guys.
It's strange.
Him hanging out with Macaulay Culkin.
Well, how old was Webster?
Like, I think 30, but he looked 5.
That's what I'm saying. Webster was older, though.
Yo, he should have just married Webster, bro. If he'd married Emmanuel Lewis, who was 30 and looked 5, two of them could have been happy forever. Nothing illegal about it.
We wouldn't even be having this conversation.
Conversation's over. But guess what? He got bored. And then he'd move on to the next one.
I could keep taking calls. Some people say he did it. Some people say he didn't. Some people say he's a weirdo, but he didn't do it.
Here's what I will not accept, though. Here's what I will not accept. The man is gone. You have no right to discuss it. Shut up. That's not how history works.
But
I'm sorry. He's one of the most important human beings who's ever walked the planet.
Yeah, you discuss
He is literally the most famous entertainer in the history of the planet. Don't tell me I can't discuss him.
It's literally the definition. It's literally the definition of discussing.
Yeah. It drives because Ebro. The reason I lose my mind when people say that the man's not here. So let's not discuss Hitler. Let's not discuss George Washington. Let's not discuss anyone in history. They're not here to defend themselves. Shut the F up, you idiot. That's called history. We have to. Michael named an album after it. It's called history. We have to discuss it. If you don't like it, that's okay. Don't tell us not to discuss it, you morons.
Calm down, man. Calm down.